Hello everybody, welcome to part 12 of my C++ beginner tutorial. This is the moment you all have been waiting for, where we are going to be programming our first actual useful program. We're going to be programming a simple calculator today using all of the things that we've learned so far, except for one. We're not going to be using a for loop in this program. We'll definitely use it in the future. Trust me, it has its uses, but a calculator like this one is not the use that I would use it for. So let's start just from the beginning. So when I'm thinking about what I want to do for a calculator, there's several things that we can do. Now the easy way to do it would be to prompt the user, enter how many numbers you would like to do math on, and then have them enter all the numbers with the operands, and then give the result at the end. That's the easy way to do it. But if we open up like our Windows calculator, it does it a totally different way. If you hit 10, right, and then hit plus, it gives you the result of 10, and then you can like type 50, right, and it gives, and once you hit enter, that's when it gives you the result. Well, we're going to do something along that line. So the first thing we're going to need is we're going to need two floats. We're going to need one is going to be number. Okay. And the next one is going to be result. Okay. Well, next off, we're going to need, actually, let's just stick with that for now, and we'll go. So we're going to create a while loop, and we're going to say while not done is true. So while done is false, we're going to keep going. And we're going to create a Boolean variable here. So we'll say bool done is equal to false. That's going to be the initial value. Okay, so while done is false, we're going to see out here, and we're going to say enter a number. Okay, and then we're going to see in, store it in number. Okay, well now what we need to do is prompt the user to enter a operator. Something to do the math on. So we're going to say enter an operator. Okay. And then we're going to store this in a operator variable called operator, or a character variable called operator. And it actually can't be an operator variable, because if you can see, there's already an operator here. So let's just name it op variable, which is our operator. So we're going to create a character variable called op. Now, we haven't covered character variables yet, so this is just like a basic version. Later on, we'll be doing more. So now that we have the operator and the number, we can create our switch statement. And our switch statement is going to test whether op is equal to certain things. So the first case here is going to be if op is equal to the plus sign. We're going to say result is equal, plus equal to our plus equal number. So it'll say result plus, or is equal to result plus number is essentially what this is saying. Now one of the things that I'm noticing here, and this is a big thing because sometimes the compiler won't catch it, and you'll go to run your program and it'll crash, and it'll crash pretty bad, enough for Visual Studio to crash, and I only know this because I've accidentally done it before. Result is called, but there's no value to it, so it's trying to add something to result without it being initialized. So what we need to do is we just need to set result to an initial value of 0. That way it's just set at 0. So we'll say 0 plus 0, or 0 is, result is equal to 0 plus the number, right? And then we'll go ahead and break this statement. So we'll continue on here. We'll go minus, and we'll say result minus equals number. And we'll break that. Then we'll go case, and we'll do multiplication, and we'll say result is equal to result times number, and we'll break that. Then we'll go case, divide, and we'll say result equal to result divided by number, And then I'm going to do another case here, and this is going to be the backward slash for it. Now, one of the things that we need to remember when we're doing this is, if you remember when we were learning about the cout statements, we were learning these backward slash new line and backward slash a, stuff like that you can, so it allows you to send commands to the console. Well, one of the commands is to do a backward slash parenthesis. Well, that's what it's reading down here. It's thinking I'm trying to do that command, which is not what I'm asking for. So to actually do a backward slash, we need to have a double backward slash. And that will store, that's essentially saying one backward slash in this there, right? So now what we need to do is, this case is now result is equal to result divided by number again. Okay, go ahead and break that. And I did forget to break this one, so make sure to break that. Make sure to spell this right. Now we need one more thing here. We need one more case. We want to know what happens if the user presses equals. Okay, well, we want done to equal true. So we want the program to stop running from there, right? So now we can go ahead and run this program to see what happens. So I'm going to hit F5 to run the program, and it's going to prompt us for a number. So it says enter a number. I'm going to enter 10. Then I'm going to do a divide operator. So what did we forget? Oh, you know what? I know exactly what we forgot. So outside of the switch statement, we need one thing. We need cout result. So we need to say the answer is and we'll pass result. Can't believe I forgot that. It's the main part of the program and I forgot it. Okay, so let's try this again. So we got result here, so let's take 10 and let's say divide. So that's gonna be 0 divided by 10, which is 0. Okay, so enter another number, 10. Okay, let's add that to 0. Okay, answer is 0. Let's take 2 and divide it. Okay, 5. Now what if I want to equal to exit? Well, it's prompting me for a number, and I don't really like that. You know, I want to hit equal, but that's not going to work. So I'm going to have to hit any number and then enter equal. And then it's going to say the answer is 5, and it's going to say press any key to continue. Okay, well, we're going to make a change here. It's a really simple change. And we're going to take the cout statement and enter it up here, so that it's at the start of the function, and then I'm going to put a space here. I'm going to take this enter an operator and put it in here. And then we're going to use an if statement here. So we're going to say if op is not equal to the equal sign, then we will do this. If I can hit the right keys on my keyboard, that is. So we're only going to run this bit of code if the operator is not equal to the equal sign. Make sense? So now what's going to happen is it's going to give us, so it says the answer is 0, enter an operator. Okay, so I want to take plus. I want to add something to 0, and I want to add 50. Okay, enter an operator. Well, I'm going to hit equal. That's all I needed to know. I needed to know what 50 plus 0 was. So I'm going to hit equal and enter. It's going to skip asking for the number, and it's just going to jump straight to this here. It'll say done. It will exit the while loop and then say system pause, right? So we're almost done here. There's one more thing I want to add. Now what happens if I have a bunch of math that I want to do? Well, currently I would have to press any key and then run the program again. That's no fun. We don't want to have to do that. We want to have an option to restart the program, and it's really simple how we can do this with a do while loop. So what I'm going to do here is this is a do while loop where it's going to say cout, and it's going to say, do you want to run the program again? And it's going to say yes or no. Okay. Well, then I'm going to say cin, and I'm going to give it a variable here. And this variable is just going to be answer. So it's going to cin, and it's going to be answer. Which means that I need to create another character. This is going to be answer. Which means I need to put a comma there. Now it's going to read into answer. Well, now we need to say something. What happens if a user presses 0 or any number, anything but Y or N? Well, it's going to still exit the program. Maybe we don't want that. So we're going to say while answer is not equal to Y, and answer is not equal to N. So if it's not equal to yes, Y, or N, it's going to ask again, do you want to run the program again? And once you hit Y or N, it's going to exit the loop, and it's going to go to this if statement here. And we're going to say if answer is equal to N, or yes, if answer is equal to yes, then we're going to say a couple of things. We're going to set result back to 0. We're going to do a system, and this is a CLS, so that's clear screen. And then we're going to call the main function. Now, we haven't learned about functions yet, so one of the things about this is just going to call this function and run it from the beginning. Now, there is one problem with this. It's not a big problem, but we can fix it. So if we run this now, I'm not going to do any math on this yet. I'm just going to say enter an operator. I'm going to say equal. That way it prompts me to run whether I want to run it. Now if I hit L, okay, O, okay, I, nothing. No, press any key to continue. Okay, that worked fine, right? Let's try that again. Let's say equal, but let's say yes. Okay, it restarts, enter an operator. Let's say equal. Let's say yes again. Okay, let's say equal again, but this time I'm going to say no, and it's going to prompt me to press any key to continue. Now I hit the space bar, and it says press any key to continue again. And I hit the space bar, and it asks it again. Finally I hit the space bar and it exits. And the reason for this is that the initial, it doesn't continue onto this line until this function has finished. So what we need to do is we just need to delete this line of code. And actually I would like to just comment it out, that way I can use it in the future if I need to, right? So I can comment out that line of code it's no longer using, and if I were to run this program for the last time here, and I just hit equal, and we'll say yes, run it again, and let's actually do some math. Let's say 10, so that's not an operator. The number of the answer is 0, so let's say plus 20, so 20. So 20, let's multiply by 4. So we'll say multiply by 4, 80, enter an operator. That's all I needed to know, thank you. Let's click yes again. We'll hit equal, and then click no, and it'll exit the program. Simple as that. So there we are, guys. That is a very simple calculator program, and we tuned it ourselves to work how we want it to work. I very specifically did this entire tutorial in this manner so that we can show common problems that you'll find in programming. When you open a program and you're like, well, this doesn't work how I want, you need to think outside the box and think, how do I get it to work the way I want it to work? And sometimes that just means reordering stuff, right? And adding an if statement, and, you know, adding this, and removing system.pause because you don't want it to prompt you a lot. There's so many ways to do this same exact thing. I would not be surprised if a million other people made the same exact calculator in all different ways. Probably not a million, but anyways, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Next episode we're going to be covering arrays. This was by far my favorite tutorial to do. I'm not looking forward to arrays because they're kind of complicated, but we'll stick through it together, guys. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.